The first thing Agents of Mayhem want you to know is that it's not just Saints Row 5, and after playing it for a few hours, it is definitely its own game. That said, from the gunplay to the irreverent writing and some nods to other Volition titles, Agents of Mayhem seems like it could easily exist within the same universe. And that's not a bad thing at all. If the characters in Pulp Fiction would go see Kill Bill at the movies, then Agents of Mayhem is what the 3rd Street Saints would watch for Saturday morning cartoons. True to their G.I. Joe and Super Team roots, the core story focuses on Mayhem, or the multinational agency hunting evil masterminds, because to be taken seriously in this world you need a good acronym, duking it out with their arch-nemesis, the League of Evil Gentlemen intent on obliterating nations, otherwise known as Legion. Man, that was a mouthful. Unlike their do-gooder counterparts, however, Mayhem is not all about truth, justice, and all the rest. The agency's founder is a former Legion member herself, and isn't as interested in protecting the innocent as she is leaving a big, smoky crater where the badder guy's face used to be, regardless of the collateral damage it might cause. And the rest of the team seems a-okay with this darker-than-morally gray trade-off. The anti-hero team consists of 12 members, 9 of which I was able to play at a recent press event. We've already met the reality TV star Hollywood, ex-pirate Fortune, and the burly sailor Hardtack, and while they're standout personalities, to me, they were far from the most interesting or useful agents in the Mayhem bullpen. Much like their animated inspirations, they've all got unique personalities, backstories, and have joined the agency for their own reasons. As you unlock new operatives, you'll open up new missions that give you more insight into each character. Some are more traditional, like Braddock, the former Marine hunting down her old trainees who've joined Legion, while others, like the minigun-toting roller derby champion Daisy, joined because, well, there's nothing better to do than punch robots on roller skates. What I find myself most interested in, however, is not Mayhem's battle against the forces of a slightly greater evil, though I'm sure that'll play out with Volition's patented brand of action-packed ridiculousness. What really pulled me furthest into the game was figuring out just how all of the agents can mesh together and allow players to tackle the various scenarios that they'll run into. For example, towards the end of my play session, I wound up in a boss battle against the zany mad scientist Hammersmith, complete with a giant space laser ready to turn me and half the surrounding city into dust. While I essentially chose 3 agents at random, they were the only ones that I hadn't played with, they ended up being perfectly suited to the task at hand. A lesson in dumb luck? Definitely, but it also begs the question, what kind of unstoppable force could I have created if I was actually trying? The 12 different agents that'll be available at launch all have dozens of unlockable gadgets, passive buffs, and active abilities, meaning that equipping my 3-person squad is akin to outfitting an entire RPG party, and likely to take just as much time and attention to detail. I don't know yet how the acronym versus acronym story is going to play out, but after just a few hours with the good time gunplay and the potentially massive customization system, I'll definitely be keeping my eye on Agents of Mayhem. For more, stick around on IGN.